Hello and welcome to another Elixir Inspire event. And this one is going to be talking about cholesterol with the lovely Sarah. An interesting topic and one that we do get talked to quite a lot, but a lot of people don't really understand the effects of how diet can affect cholesterol and tend not to come to the store too much. They tend to go straight to their doctors, which is great. But there are things that you can do to help with cholesterol. And Sarah is here to help you answer those questions. And in addition, because Sarah has written a fabulous book all about cholesterol, she's written several books actually, but this one in particular around cholesterol, there is a special offer which will be revealed at the end of this video. So without further ado, I'm going to start to introduce Sarah, which I think you've probably met on one of our previous videos where we talked about nutrition in general. But I will introduce Sarah and then ask her the first question around what is cholesterol and what is the importance of it in this talk today. So over to you, Sarah.
Hello. Yes. Hi, Neil. Hi, everybody. So, yes, what is cholesterol? Well, it's a type of animal fat. So any foods that are not of animal origin actually don't contain any cholesterol at all. So it's an animal fat, but we do need some cholesterol. It is really, really essential. So I think a lot of people just automatically think cholesterol is bad, and getting your cholesterol level as low as possible is the ultimate goal, which isn't the case. So every single cell in the body requires cholesterol to make the cell membrane. So it's just crucial, and it also affects our mood. So there have been cases where people have taken their cholesterol level actually way too low and ended up with mood disorders and depression. So it's, as with anything in health, it's the balance, and getting the right level is the most important thing, rather than driving it lower and lower. So you just need to get the right level more than anything else.
Okay, so what does bad cholesterol look like? And then I'm going to follow it with what does good cholesterol look like?
So for anyone that's had a cholesterol test, you might have noticed different types of cholesterol. So the NHS typically will measure total cholesterol, LDL cholesterol, HDL cholesterol, and you might also see something called your cholesterol ratio. So LDL cholesterol stands for low density lipoprotein, and it's also known as bad cholesterol. HDL cholesterol is known as good cholesterol, and that's the HDL stands for high density lipoprotein. So a lipoprotein is just a molecule that is part protein and part lipid or fat. So it's basically a protein molecule that carries fats around the body, because fats are insoluble in blood, so they have to have something to carry them around. So LDL is known as bad cholesterol because low density lipoproteins pick up cholesterol from the liver, where most of our cholesterol is made, and carry it from the liver into the bloodstream. So it's thought of as being bad because once it's in the bloodstream, of course, then it's got the opportunity to become oxidized or damaged and potentially attached to the artery walls and contribute to those plaques that cause atherosclerosis, coronary heart disease. Whereas high density lipoprotein, HDL, which is good cholesterol, actually picks up cholesterol and carries it out of the bloodstream back to the liver. So it's getting it out of the way of the bloodstream and the arteries. And once it's in the liver can put that cholesterol into something called bile, which gets put into the gallbladder, emptied into the gut, and taken out in the fecal matter. So actually, we do have a quite effective way of getting rid of cholesterol through the gut with the HDL, the good cholesterol. Mm-hmm. So more importantly than your total cholesterol number is the balance between the LDL and the HDL. So if you've got more of the HDL, the good cholesterol, carrying cholesterol out of the bloodstream, then that is generally a very good thing, and that will give you a much better cholesterol ratio.
Okay, so the big question then is, how do we manage this? So what does healthy cholesterol look like? What are the dietary requirements effectively to have healthy cholesterol?
So it used to be thought that the amount of cholesterol we eat, so remember, cholesterol is an animal fat and animal sterol, so it's present in meat, and dairy and eggs, foods like this. So it used to be thought that the amount of cholesterol we consume has a direct impact on our cholesterol level. What research shows is that for most people this is not the case, because 70 to 80% of our cholesterol is made by our liver. So it is intrinsic cholesterol, we make it. So what actually has more of an impact on our cholesterol level is our liver function, our liver health, and the foods that we give our liver in order to make cholesterol. And also our level of antioxidants, because cholesterol itself is essential, it's needed, as I say, to make those cell membranes. And what's really interesting is that we think the reason why cholesterol has been found in those fatty plaques in arteries and been blamed for causing atherosclerosis, one of the reasons for cholesterol being there is probably because of damage to the artery wall caused by lots of different things. And of course, then, because we need to fix that damage and create new cells, cholesterol would be taken to that site, because cholesterol is needed to make the new cells. So that's one of the newer emerging theories about why cholesterol is in the fatty plaques. Not that it's the cause, but that actually it might have been part of the sort of fixing the artery damage. So one of the most important things is to make sure that cholesterol doesn't get oxidized or damaged, which means we need to make sure we've got lots of antioxidants in the diet. So these are things like vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin E. So if you always remember ACE, that's an easy way to remember the antioxidants. Also minerals like selenium and zinc. So brightly coloured vegetables, so peppers, tomatoes, fruits like, dark red apples, nectarines, anything orange, bright yellow, all of the dark green leaves, of course. Zinc you will find in darker cuts of meat, lean meats, and in egg yolks. So that's controversial, isn't it? Because eggs is something that a lot of people still think we should be limiting the number of eggs we eat, because eggs are the highest cholesterol content food in the UK diet. But actually, for most people, it doesn't actually impact, because the more cholesterol we consume, the less our liver makes. So it balances itself out. There are a few people with a genetic condition called hypercholesterolemia. And for those people, yes, you may have to take more care with your diet and with your cholesterol intake, because for that smaller percentage of people, it's more difficult to for diet to actually impact on cholesterol management. But for the vast majority of people, it's not about reducing eggs and full fat dairy. It's more about eating healthy fats, the right type of fat, so that the liver can make more good cholesterol. So that's the healthy fats are basically fish, avocados, olives, vegetable oils, nuts and seeds. So it's basically lots of vegetable fats and fish. And fish in particular has been shown in clinical trials to actually raise the level of that good cholesterol, that HDL. So that's a really important component of a good diet for cholesterol management. So fish, if you will eat it, nuts and seeds, avocados, olives, sounding a little bit like a Mediterranean diet, isn't it?
Sure.
But then the Mediterranean diet is well known for lower incidence of cardiovascular disease, and this is one of the reasons why. And lots of vegetables to get those antioxidants.
Okay. And just to be specific on that, that is oily fish as well. So it's not your battered cod down at the fish and chip shop. It is oily fish, either out of a can or fresh fish, ideally, that comes from a fishmonger's.
Yes, I mean the fats in fish are still present in white fish, but just at a much lower level. So if you don't like any oily fish or many oily fish like salmon, tuna, mackerel, herring, you will still get some benefits from white fish like cod, haddock, coley, plaice, but you just won't get quite as many of those omega-3s and healthy fats. But that's the only difference between them. So just any fish, and tinned is fine, because something like tinned tuna, for instance, it will have lost some of its good fats just because it's been squashed and some of the fats have been drained away. But you will still get a lot of those good fats.
Cool. One thing that we do get is customers coming in and saying, oh, for my cholesterol, I'll just control it with Benecol, which we hear quite a lot about. Does that have an impact? Does it help at all?
It can do. So clinical trials have shown that phytosterols, which is what's added to products like Benecol or Flora Active, do lower cholesterol. So if we look at that word phytosterol, phyto, P-H-Y-T-O, means plant. So it's a plant sterol, whereas cholesterol is an animal sterol. And the way that these sterols actually lower cholesterol is in the intestines, cholesterol is actually reabsorbed back into the bloodstream. And it goes through gateways in the small intestinal wall, but phytosterols go through the same gateway. So if you're taking in phytosterols that you would find in something like Benecol or Flora Active, those sterols, as they're going through those gateways, they are blocking the pathway for cholesterol to get reabsorbed. So instead of cholesterol being reabsorbed into the bloodstream, it actually goes all the way through to the large intestine, gets caught up in the fecal matter and the stool, and then gets taken out of the body. So cholesterol can be reduced or managed with these functional food products. However, you do have to have a certain amount of them. So you'd be looking at maybe 2 to 3 grams in a day. And I would question whether it's really healthy to be having lots of products like margarine spreads, for instance. So another alternative is that you can get plant sterols just in supplement form, which a lot of my clients find just easier. To take 1 capsule or 2 capsules a day, that will provide all of the plant sterols that you need without having to worry about, well, how much margarine have I had? Do I need another orange drink? Do I need to buy some more of the yogurts? And trying to fit that into the diet. But you could do a mixture of both as well.
Okay, good advice. We're at 10 minutes to go. So I'd like to close down now with talking about a special offer that we've got. If you'd like to come and have a further conversation with Sarah, you can meet up with her, have a fully booked appointment, spend a good hour with her. And for that, in October, through the whole of this month, you will get a one-hour consultation to help with cholesterol, obviously. And each appointment will include a free copy of her cholesterol book. She will also talk that through with you and give you advice on how to adapt your current diet, give you healthier cholesterol, give you healthier cholesterol measures, and also advise on any supplements that you may require, i.e. the phytosterols that we've just talked about. If you wish to buy phytosterols, then they can be bought on our website, and if you can't get into store, or you can just come on in-store and you can buy them there as well. So thank you, Sarah.
You're
For coming
welcome.
aboard today. And we look forward to seeing all you customers coming in for your free books soon. Thank you very much.
Thank you.